Senator Ted Cruz recently stepped in it on Monday after he mocked a journalist reporting on the ground in Afghanistan. So now this is CNN chief international correspondent Clarissa Ward, and she has been on the ground reporting from Afghanistan and doing some excellent reporting, by the way, in a very dangerous place. So now, that said, what got Ted Cruz in trouble is retweeting a video, a clip taken out of context, in order to criticize CNN. In fact, I want to show you that video clip. I want to show it to you in context, and then tell you what he actually did.
They're just chanting death to America, but they seem friendly at the same time. It's utterly bizarre.
All right, so now the video that Ted Cruz retweeted had the end cut off. So it dropped and it's utterly bizarre. So now that changes the whole framing in the context of the actual clip. Because in the one that was tweeted out, oh, they're so friendly and they're shouting death to America. Now this is what Ted Cruz said. Quote, "Is there an enemy of America for whom CNN won't cheerlead? In mandatory burqas, no less?" So now, for one, that's not a burqa, you dimwit. Secondly, and most importantly, Cruz shared a 7-second clip from a 7-minute report and dropped important context. So now, you're not going to be surprised the person who shared this clip originally that Cruz retweeted was actually Jack Posobiec. Of course. Of course. So he chopped off, again, Ward's comment about how utterly bizarre the situation is in order to, again, trying to frame it as, oh, CNN thinks the Taliban's friendly, even though they're shouting death to America. Wow. Okay, but the Taliban's not that friendly. And as her reporting points out, she's actually had a lot of run-ins with the Taliban that were not good. But at the time, they didn't have any beef with this reporter, was covering the situation, and there it is. Now, that's a hell of a lot more than what Ted Cruz has been doing. In fact, CNN's public relations arm hit back on Cruz and said this is great. Rather than running off to Cancun in tough times, Clarissa Ward is risking her life to tell the world what's happening. That's called bravery. Instead of retweeting a conspiracy theorist's misleading soundbite, perhaps your time would be better spent helping Americans in harm's way. Hey, look, I'd like to report a murder. CNN just killed Ted Cruz, and he got Robloxed. Now, of course, this is, look, in reference to Cruz literally running to Cancun while his state froze and millions were without power, heat during a freak ice storm. So, I'm just saying, Ted Cruz, though, understand who Ted Cruz is. He's always been a scared little bitch. Remember when he was a tough guy against Donald Trump? Remember? Oh, real tough, for about 2.3 seconds. Then his donors, the Mercers, called him up and said, hey, bitch, you need to stop hitting Donald Trump or else we're not going to give you any more money. And then, of course, that's where you ended up having the incredibly sad picture of Cruz phone banking for Trump. Beta. The beta male. Profile and courage. And look, that's after of course, Donald Trump had called his wife ugly and said that his dad killed JFK. Even after all of that, oh yes, donors, yes, oh, where do you want me to kiss Trump? Oh, right in his ass? Oh, okay, yes, oh, we'll do. Just keep giving me the money. Keep giving me the money. All right, well, there's more. CNN White House correspondent Phil Mattingly also went after Cruz, saying, such courage here, firing off an out-of-context and remarkably out-of-touch tweet from the safety of one's summer recess. Embarrassing. CNN reporter Bill Weir also said she's risking her life to practice the First Amendment in a place where such thing does not exist. Go try it sometime, Senator. It's not Cancun. Hard. Oh, I love it. I love it. And so, look, here's the thing, okay? So Clarissa Ward shows way more balls than Ted Cruz has his entire lifetime. What I'm going to show you is a compilation of some of her reporting where she has actually been in danger. Take a look.
Taliban commander Asad Masoud Khistani says Islamic rule will be implemented gradually.
How will you protect women? Because many women are afraid they will not be allowed to go to school, they will not be allowed to work.
The women can continue their lives, and we will not say anything for them. They can go to the school, they can continue their education, but with Islamic hijab.
So like I'm wearing.
Not like you, but covering their faces as well. So
Cover the
that's hijab.
face.
Yeah.
So you mean
Yeah.
niqab?
Niqab.
Why do they have to cover their face?
Because it is in our Islam.
Is it in Islam though that you
Of
have to
course,
wear
of
niqab?
course. Of course, it is in Islam.
It's because of you.
They've just told me to stand to the side because I'm a woman. We had Taliban fighters all around approaching us, shouting. One man shouting at me to cover my face or he wouldn't talk to me. He was carrying this huge makeshift whip. It was a bicycle lock that had basically been split in two, so the heavy metal padlock was in the middle. And he's just using it to just get anybody out of his way who gets in his way. And then the Taliban would just come through. At one stage, this one fighter just lifted his gun up in the air as if he was about to start firing rounds, so we had to run and take cover. And then, you know, the most frightening moment for our team came when our producer, Brent Swales, was taking some video on his iPhone. Two Taliban fighters just came up with their pistols and they were ready to pistol whip him. And we had to intervene and scream, and it was actually another Taliban fighter who came in and said, no, 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 don't do that, they're journalists. Criminal activity, I don't know if you heard that. They're kind of running towards the Taliban and then running away from them again, almost like it's a game. But, you know, when there's bullets firing like that, Brianna and John, it's clearly not a game.
All right, so that is her actual reporting from Afghanistan. I mean, let me tell you, you think Ted Cruz would do anything like this? You think Ted Cruz would still continue to report when there's gunfire in the background? No. Look, the first thing Ted Cruz would do when he hears gunfire is shit himself. And then he'd run. And then he'd run. No way he'd have even an ounce of courage that Clarissa Ward had showed during her time, continues to show. Who, as a woman, by the way, suppressed the armed Taliban members, telling them, actually, is that actually a part of Islam? Like, and by the way, she is right. The niqab is not a mandatory part of Islam. That Taliban commander is full of shit. But anyway, no, it's very likely that if Ted Cruz were challenged at all, well, he'd probably be like, okay, I'm going to join you guys. Can I join your team? Can I join your team? It's not like they don't share the majority of their beliefs with each other anyway. I mean, same God. Allah just literally means God. That's it. And look, they have some things in common, to be fair. I mean, they hate abortion. Taliban hates abortion. Ted Cruz hates abortion. They want religious fundamentalist rule. They want religion in schools, religion in the government, literal theocracy. Well, guess what? So does Ted Cruz. A lot of these conservatives believe in the same things as the Taliban. And so, look, that's why you see so many conservatives now weirdly going on a pro-Taliban arc. It is the strangest thing to see. Let me give you an example here. Nick Fuentes, our good old friend Nick Fuentes, in a public Telegram post, wrote this because he's banned off Twitter. The Taliban is a conservative religious force. The U.S. is godless and liberal. The defeat of the U.S. government in Afghanistan is unequivocally a positive development. Then you had Lauren Boebert, who tweeted this: the Taliban are the only people building back better. I mean, the guy's ridiculous. All right. Ted Cruz, the Republican Party right now is, again, going on this weird pro-Taliban arc. because they hate Joe Biden and the Democrats so much. So much. When, again, just months earlier, when Donald Trump was president, agreed with leaving, with leaving Afghanistan, even knowing that this was going to happen. But, of course, Ted Cruz, doesn't matter to Ted Cruz, the lying snake, as always, and is just trying to score cheap political points against CNN, against the media, and against Biden, and, of course, ended up getting owned. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.